victory was remarkable. It was something that has profound implication on his case, on the criminal trial and his cause and his struggle going forward. And to summarize, today, Abia State High Court, in a fundamental rights enforcement suit, which one of Nnamdi's lawyers, barrister lawyer Jimako, brought to court, in today's judgment, the court gave verdict to Nnamdi Kanu in three important ways. It's very remarkable. The court issued a declaration, which is more or less a statement of the position of the law. Declaration means to declare what the law is, what the true position of the law is, who is right, who is wrong. So the court issued a declaration that Nigerian government and the Nigerian military have violated the rights of Nnamdi Kanu. They violated his rights in invading his premises, his home in 2017. That was profound. The court also went forward to determine that the rendition of Nnamdi, that's the process, the process of moving Nnamdi from Kenya to Nigeria, which brought him under within Nigerian territory as he is at the present time. The court determined that that was also unlawful, that the invasion by the military and the rendition amounted to violation of the rights of Nnamdi Kanu. These are the declarations the court made. Very profound in implication. You don't have to be a lawyer to understand what that means. Because all this time, people have been guessing who is right, who is wrong. Nigerian government claimed the moral high ground and believed it was justified in all it did. Nnamdi, on the other hand, said he was a victim, he was persecuted, his rights were abused. That has been resolved today. The court has taken a position. The court has declared what the law is, and the court determined that Nigerian government was at fault. The Nigerian government violated the rights of Nnamdi Kanu. That Nnamdi Kanu is a victim of persecution and human rights abuse. That was profound. Then also the court went forward to award damages. The court awarded 1 billion naira damages against Nigerian government and against the military. That is profound as well. Absolutely significant. Not just because of the number, but it is to show the seriousness of the court's position about the violation of his right. Because if you violate his right, you have to compensate for it. The court did that. Very profound. But do you know, the greatest part of this judgment or today's victory was not just the money awarded, was not just the declaration the court made. The court also ordered the Nigerian military and Nigerian government to apologize to Nnamdi Kanu. Do you know what that means? Anybody watching this or following events, do you know what it means for Nigerian government to now come and say to Nnamdi Kanu, we are wrong and we are sorry? That's amazing. It shifts the moral high grounds. It turns everything 360 degrees round. Nnamdi is now the one the court said is entitled to apologies, entitled to compensation, and that his position is right in law. Of course, I know that many people will then ask, does it mean that the quest for Biafra is right? Does it mean that other issues? No, it doesn't really mean that. But it was important for Nnamdi Kanu for him to win some victory. Because all these years, it has been a fight in all directions and no progress for him. His organization was proscribed, his members were decimated, and increasingly, he didn't have the support he wanted, both locally or internationally. Despite all the claims that IPOB made, they never had the support. But for the court to come out today, a high court, a judge sitting there, first the judge determined that he had jurisdiction because the federal government tried to challenge the jurisdiction of the court. I don't know how they expected to prevail on that. Because you see, if you focus only on rendition, Abia State High Court might not have jurisdiction because none of that happened in Abia territory. But Nnamdi's lawyer, Ejimaka, was right. He did not focus only on rendition. He included the invasion of his premises in Abia State in 2017 and then linked it to rendition and treated them as a continuing violation. Because when a violation is continuing, then you can sue in any of the territories where any part of the acts of violation occurred. So, of course, the military invasion occurred in Abia State. So there is no doubt that the Abia State will have jurisdiction for that, territorial jurisdiction. Okay, rendition did not occur in Abia State. So it might be difficult for Abia State to claim jurisdiction to pronounce on rendition question. But by linking the two, treating it as a continuing violation, the fact that one part of it, the invasion occurred in Abia State, extends to give the court jurisdiction territorial over the rendition all the way to Kenya. Isn't that brilliant? That's where we are. Situations change. On the bigger question, that is going to be determined down the line. But today's victory is so critical and so important and so foundational because it opens avenue for so many things. For instance, if the military invasion was illegal, if the military presence in the house of Nnamdi Kanu in 2017 was illegal, as the court has pronounced today, if it was illegal, then Nnamdi's escape in response to the military invasion will become justified. It will become justified. And if his escape was justified by the pronouncement of the court, then he could not have jump bail. That's essentially the argument. That's the implication. And that is why this victory is important. Our lawyer Ejimaka's strategy was beautiful, brilliant, and important. Because having established that the invasion was unlawful, dangerous, extreme, then escaping from the unjust or lawful invasion will become justified. Therefore, argument is turning. Nnamdi's escape from Nigeria in 2017 now looks justified because the court says that the military presence there was dangerous, wrong, and unlawful. So, going forward into the trial, today's judgment depicts Nnamdi as a victim of persecution, of aggressive, high-handed government persecution. And if that is the case, he can always use it as a defense to the criminal charges against him. All these things he did, persecutorial, were resisting persecution. It also raises question about the prescription of IPOB. IPOB became angry, agitated, and resistant and fierce after the military invasion. Therefore, they were reacting to something. They could not remain gentlemen, nice men, after you had invaded them unlawfully. You all know I have been very critical on this case. I've made a lot of predictions. I have criticized IPOB as much as I could. But let me tell you something. I'm not emotional. I follow the law. I interpret the law as it goes on. So I can tell you today that a lawyer Ejimaka won a resounding victory with profound implications on the case going forward. Nnamdi Kanu had never won a victory like this in the past, and I can tell you he is not going to win any other victory outside this. That will not depend on this. Today's victory is the foundation upon which every other victory can lie. So this is a brilliant development from legal point of view, and the government is going to go on appeal. I know that. They will go on appeal because this is a mud on the face of the government. Today's judgment turns everything around. Ohaneze can return the president to the presidency now and represent their position, urging the president to find a political solution. And this time, when they made their argument this time, they're actually doing the president a favor. They're saying to the president, hey, you've got muddied up. This is going to get nasty for everybody. Cut it out, end it, and save face. So, finding a political solution is now more in the interest of the president than it had been before this judgment. It doesn't matter what happens on appeal. It doesn't matter. Today, Nnamdi Kanu is entitled to an apology because the court says so. And when the court says something, we respect it. Civilized people respect the court. So Justice Anya of the Abia State High Court today, he rendered extraordinary judgment that will send a shockwave across Nigeria. I can tell you today that the DSS office, the presidency today, they will be shaking in fury. They'll be wondering, how did we end up here? How did this happen to us? And lawyer Jimako went behind, played a smart, brilliant one, and landed a judgment that's going to help Nnamdi, save Nnamdi. Because when the presidents, when Nigerian government and Nigerian army begin to apologize to Nnamdi, you know what it means? It's going to be interpreted as an apology to the Igbos. Apology for what? Apology for everything. So invariably, Nnamdi has scored a resounding victory for himself and for his cause. Now, let us see if he can manage this victory brilliantly and sustain it. Okay? But so far, so good. This tells you that in any criminal trial, in any trial, things can turn around rapidly. That's why I love the law. It is amazing. Things could change. And those of us who respect the law, who are loyal to the law, we recognize when it changes, we acknowledge changes. If there's another twist, or if Nnamdi makes a blunder, I will say so. Or if his lawyer, Ejiofor, well, thank God Ejiofor has been removed, or rather, sidelined. But if Ejiofor keeps making blunders, I will come out here and tell you guys. Okay? Thank you so much. Great. Wonderful.